child has an inner guide and a strong sense to fulfill her potential. Above all, she needs to move, to speak, and to have uninterrupted time to work and to think. Then the terrible twos become the wonderful twos. Montessori infant community, there is a place for everything, and everything is returned to its place, first by the adult, and then by the child who quite naturally imitates the adult behavior. The child at this age has a strong sense of order and enjoys putting things away. A great thirst for language now. You will see many examples of children learning the names of the objects in the home environment, such as tools, cooking utensils, fruits, and vegetables. A favorite way to play with these objects is to match them to pictures. The little girl in the foreground is imitating what she has seen an adult do many times. She is giving a language lesson with a large set of picture cards. But since all of her friends are busy, she is speaking to an imaginary child. small door to the room for babies, known as the nido, or nest in Italian, allows a younger child to visit the infant community whenever he is interested in doing so. This child has come in for a lesson on hairbrushing. Even one-year-olds wear cotton pants so that they can remove them when they need to use the toilet. When given the opportunity, the materials, and a carefully thought-out lesson, a child will almost always choose real work over any other kind of activity. This child is learning to polish a mirror. Dr. Montessori was fond of reminding us that the child can only develop by means of experience in his environment. We call such experience work. As much as possible, the children participate in preparing and serving lunch and putting out futons for naps. A child can sleep any time during the day for as long as she needs, even while others are eating, playing outside, or working. Silk-screened or embroidered circles and outlines help the child place the dishes, glasses, chopsticks, or silverware in exactly the right place for setting the table. This is another way of satisfying the child's need for order in the environment. The adult serves the child much more by stepping back and letting him solve a problem whenever possible. Spilling water teaches a child how to be more careful in pouring, and it gives an opportunity for learning to wipe it up. This little boy is passing on both lessons to his friend. So excited that the table is set, he runs out to announce that it is time to clean up and eat. Learning to use the toilet is just another enjoyable activity in the infant community. The potty seats are in the same room, behind a screen for privacy.
どうするの？あげといたってお友達帰ってくれるから。
Children are not rushed as a group from one activity to the next. There is plenty of time for each child to take her time, to concentrate, and to carry out each activity carefully and with satisfaction. To help us keep in mind that these children are between the ages of 1 and 3, here is a peek into the Montessori 3 to 6 class, where the older children are also having lunch. This child with missing fingers has learned to function as well as any other child. The ages and abilities of a group are mixed. Children are very generous in helping others and in accepting all kinds of physical dexterity and mental ability. Children treated with patience, understanding, and love are quick to pass these gifts on to their friends. child community, children often listen to good music as they work. A floor mat or an individual table defines the private space of a child. Even the youngest child learns to respect this and not interrupt someone who is hard at work. Here, the Montessori assistant to infancy gently directs a young child to walk around instead of on a floor mat. Lessons are given to one child at a time. Here a child is learning how to carry a chair and place it under a table. Such lessons allow children to move with dignity and grace and to function independently in the environment. Practical life activities, such as sweeping and washing dishes, can be carried out at any time during the day. If there are no dirty dishes, clean ones will be washed. Manipulative materials are designed to give manual dexterity, eye-hand coordination, visual discrimination, and to engage the child for long periods of time so that he will learn to focus and to concentrate. They are made of natural materials and beautiful colors, which satisfy a child's need for beauty and quality in the environment. This little boy's natural sense of order is so strong that he is reporting to the teacher with indignation that one of the discs is missing.
When we found this in the box and we used it the first time, we didn't have enough of the blue rings. One was missing and we never found it.
It is not uncommon to see children of this age carry out a single activity for over an hour. party has ended. Everything is placed on the tray and put back on the shelf for the next child. There is only one of each kind of material in the infant community. Children know then that when someone is playing with a toy or a piece of material, she gets to do so for as long as she likes. Only when it is put back on the shelf is it available for someone else to use. Language objects, such as this tiny blender, enrich the vocabulary and inspire many interesting conversations among the children. The example of care and calmness by the way she gives the lesson. She tries to be with the child to the point of completing the activity, cleaning it up, and putting it away, modeling the completion of a cycle of work. At times, children naturally come together in small groups to play, but at this age they much prefer to work alone and to concentrate, but with the knowledge that there are others nearby doing the same thing. Work finished, rolled up mat put away, this self-satisfied girl looks around for how else she can be of service to her infant community.
Ribbons, without that needs to belong on the tree. You know what? The water is spilling. Can you go and get the mop and mop up the water that is spilling?
The adult's skill in not interrupting a child comes with practice, like everything else, but it never comes very easily. We must constantly put ourselves in the place of the child and imagine how we would feel about being interrupted as we do something important.
I'm getting pushed off.
The placing of discs on dowels, called infilare activities in Italy, are among the most satisfying for young children. They satisfy a need for order and careful eye-hand coordination. The preparation of lunch, in this case fruit salad, begins long before the meal. It is a relaxed activity sometimes carried out by several different children over the morning. The cry of a baby outside the room catches the attention of the children, and several comment on this as they work. During teacher training, the Montessori assistants to infancy spend many hours practicing giving lessons to each other so that they are able to give precise and careful lessons to children. This is the first day for these two children to learn how to set the table for lunch. The teacher will give them constant and patient help when they need it, and she will step back to observe and to allow them to be independent of her whenever possible. Just as with meal preparation, table setting, often complete with candles and flowers, can take a long time. Each dish, glass, or piece of silverware is carried individually to the table. This satisfies the child's need for repetition and care in work. We note notice a great increase in the self-respect of the child when she is allowed to use real glass and pottery dishes and glasses. There is a corresponding increase in care of movement and respect and care given to the materials when they are fragile and beautiful. For the first year of life, before a child can stand and walk, he has been carefully watching all of the daily activities being carried out in the home. Finally, he is physically able to participate in the real work of the family. To include the child in our work is to pay him the greatest respect. Nothing nourishes a child's positive self-image more than being given the opportunity to be of service to others. Each child has his or her special place at lunch. The table setters know which of their friends are present on this day, and they set the place especially for him or for her. Whenever a child finishes a water activity, such as washing dishes or washing hands, he hangs up the wet apron, the towel, and the cloth to dry. As the assistant to Infancy gives individual lessons, she is also constantly aware of every other child in the room, so that she knows when she is needed and when a child can solve a problem by himself. When a child's work is respected and not interrupted, it is not uncommon to see an activity carried out 10, 20, even 30 times in succession. Happy children are eager to care for others. This little boy interrupts his own work to point out to whomever will listen that a friend needs help.
Somebody took Emma's chair. Somebody took Emma's chair. Somebody took Emma's chair.
Every activity has a series of logical, satisfying steps. Hands washed and dried, dirty water poured into the bucket and then the sink. This little girl is looking for the drying mitt to wipe up spills. No mitt in the drawer, she finds one on the floor, uses it, and returns it to the floor. Logical. But to carry out the next step, she must replace the mitt with a dry one, so she goes to the teacher for help.
Look in this one, see if you see a mitt. There it is. Okay, you can hang it at the stand now.
See one.
Now she can complete the cycle of work by hanging her damp apron up to dry and replacing it with a dry one. She can even help a friend find the dry apron for dishwashing.
You know what? That's Helen's work. Let's leave it for Helen to do.
Younger children help older ones just as often as older children help the younger. Art, music, dance, cooking, puzzles, all activities are available to the children at any time during the day. Group activities led by children or by the teacher form spontaneously throughout the day, but a child is never required to put aside a self-chosen activity on which she is concentrating in favor of a group activity. The most important experience for the child's development is concentration. It lays the whole basis for his character and social behavior. The Montessori Assistance to Infancy work for children from birth to age 3 began in Italy in 1947. With the realization of the importance of the first 3 years of life, there is a new interest in this work all over the world today. But the adult can only prepare the enriched environment and help children learn to function within it. The children themselves carry out the most important work.
Will be in the valley of love and simplicity is gain to help and to beg. We won't be ashamed to turn will be our delight till by turning and turning we come down right. Oh, okay. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be coming round from right when she comes. Watch out for your friends. Be gentle. Oh, we'll all come out to greet her when she comes. Yes, we'll all come out to greet her when she comes. Yes, we'll all come out to greet her. Yes, we'll all come out to greet her. She'll be coming along when she comes. Come sit over here and help me sing. Okay, come sit for a moment then. Do you remember